Good morning, class. Today we'll be learning about reflex arc. So it looks like an arc, it is in the form of an arc shape. So let us understand what is a reflex arc. Reflex arc is the shortest distance traveled by an impulse. Alright, so a heat, traveled by an impulse to perform a reflex action. So whenever you touch a hot, so plate or utensils, you immediately move away your hands. So this is what reflex arc is all about: the shortest distance traveled by an impulse to perform a reflex action, or so quick reaction. So over here, so let us take an example over here. The heat, when you touch a hot utensils, you immediately move away your hand. So heat is the stimulus. Alright, so over here, the heat is the stimulus. Alright, so heat is the stimulus. Hand receives the heat. Alright, so heat is the stimulus. So hand receives the heat. Alright, so hand receives the heat, or stimulus is the receptor. So what will the receptor do now? The receptor will receive the stimulus through this special nerve that is known as sensory nerve, and it is passed the sensory impulse, electrical signals that take message from the hand or the skin. It is traveled with the help of sensory nerve, and it is passed on to spinal cord. Alright, the spinal cord receives the signal, and the spinal cord passes the message. Alright, so what it does is, as soon as it receives the spinal cord, the impulse, so it gives a signal, and the signal is automatically picked up by a special nerve that is known as motor nerve. Okay, so it is picked up by motor nerve. So once the motor nerve, what it does is, which it further passes through the effector over here, and this effector shows the effect, and automatically there's withdrawal of hand. Okay, this is a simple process. This is all about reflex arc. Alright, so whenever you touch a hot utensils, you immediately move away your hand. So this is reflex arc. So let us understand the basic idea on reflex arc. We have already come to know, once we touch a hot utensils, we immediately move away our hand. So heat over here, step 1, heat is the stimulus. Hand receives the heat over there, it is the receptor. So once the hand receives electrical signals that takes messages from the skin cell to the spinal cord, and it is passed through the nerve cells or sensory nerve. So it is passed through sensory nerve. The spinal cord reads and sends the signal command to the muscles of the hand through motor nerve. So once we move our hand, alright, so we get the signal that it's very hot, alright, and it's better we take away our hand or remove our hand. So this is our simple steps: heat, stimulus, receptor or response, and the response has been transported, or the impulse has been transported to, from the receptor it is transported to spinal cord with the help of a very important nerve that is known as sensory nerve, and from the spinal cord, the impulse is transferred, or it is transferred by motor nerve to effector, and that makes our hand withdraw from the hot utensils. All right, so this is all we are going to learn for today. So you must have understood that what is reflex arc, the shortest distance traveled by an impulse to perform a reflex action or so reaction.